Planet Dolan.
From a retired Boeing 727 to the insides of an IKEA store, we count 10 unusual places people actually lived. Yeah, what's up, YouTube fans? Sprinkle the one in the building. How we doing today? And today, guys, I got some crazy new content for your face. So here we go.
Number 10.
Josue Joel Rios longed for the days when man lived off the land and slept in caves. So to get back to his ancestral roots, he dug out a 15-foot cave in a Fairfax Park. But while Josue was traveling back through time, the rest of us were still here in the present, where vandalizing a public park is considered a felony. Virginia police charged him with destruction of public property, but they must have been impressed with Josue's effort. He carved out steep steps which led all the way down into a sweet split level pad. One cavern was the bedroom, while the other was an entertaining space. The county officials sealed the cave up, filling it with dirt, but Josue became a local celebrity. People admired him so much that they created a GoFundMe account to fund his next expedition. I mean, that's pretty cool in a way, like if he actually manages to get far with his cave digging shenanigans.
Number 9.
A woman bought a decommissioned Boeing 727 and it turned into a stunning waterfront home. While in the market for a unique home, Joanne Usari used her connections with a local airport to buy the retired aircraft, which had room for 189 of her closest friends. It cost her just $2,000, leaving her plenty of money for a few modernizing renovations. Her airplane home had 3 bedrooms, living and dining rooms, a kitchen and laundry, and a master bedroom with a personal jacuzzi in the cockpit to get a little bit of that funky going in. Usari christened her new home Little Trump in honor of Donald Trump's similar modeled 16 million corporate jet. I feel that there's a joke there, but I have nothing there. If you want to fill that blank, go ahead, comment section.
Number 8.
Many people have fantasies about spending the night at a mall. All that unguarded candy, those games and toys. Michael Townsend decided to live the dream by living in a mall for 4 whole years. In 2003, he built a secret pad in an unused part of Providence Place Mall's parking garage. He used the space for entertaining family and friends and claimed the whole thing was done out of compassion to understand the mall and life as a shopper. Michael was careful not to disrupt mall security, probably because he wanted to keep his public art project off their radar. He and his friends called themselves the Trümmerkind, which is German for Children of the Ruins, or they did until Michael was eventually caught in 2007. He was sentenced to 6 months probation, officially for criminal trespassing.
Number 7.
If you thought contestants in the Big Brother house had no privacy, check out this completely transparent Tokyo home. It's called House NA, and it came about because the mad geniuses at Seoul Fujimoto Architects wanted to replicate the homes of Japan's ancient tree-dwelling ancestors. While it gets more than its share of sunlight, the downside to this completely see-through 3-story home is that anyone can see in it at all times. Although I guess if you're a nudist or an exhibitionist, there's no downside at all. It's like you could just watch all my butt nakedness all for you to watch.
Number 6.
A woman went to investigate some strange noises in her attic and found her ex-boyfriend from 12 years ago secretly living there. Tracy, a single mom of 5 kids, assumed the wild animal was poking around. She definitely didn't expect to find her thieving, drug-abusing ex living right there under her heater. Tracy's ex had spent the last 12 years in prison and sent Tracy hundreds of love letters during his stay in the big house. Apparently, he couldn't grasp that she didn't want him in her life, so he figured, hey, best shot at reconciliation was to show up unannounced in her attic in the middle of the night. I mean, hey, he definitely gets woman.
Number 5.
A hermit in Maine lived in a tent in the woods for 27 years. Christopher Knight, or the North Pound Hermit, as he's better known, was arrested in 2013 for committing literally thousands of minor thefts. He took food, clothing, and tools from nearby camps to survive. In those 27 years, Christopher only spoke to one single person, and he was removed from civilized life that he hadn't bought anything since the mid-1980s. He lived in a small tarp-covered tent and used a propane stove to cook his meals. When he was captured, he was transported to Kennebec County Jail, where he spent his first night indoors in almost 10,000 days. Are you listening? Josue Joel Rios, this is how you live off land, man!
Number 4.
If you're tired of the rat race or looking for a quirky holiday destination, try this old abandoned World War II sea fort, the Principality of Sealand. This unusual place is considered the smallest sovereign state and is an unofficial micronation. But maybe don't go there. If you're the kind of person that likes to, move around freely, this is because only 550 square meters of the Principality of Sealand is inhabitable, and it's kind of an isolated area at sea, a whole 13 kilometers off the coast of Great Britain. Still, if intimate communities are your thing, you'll love Sealand's official passports, currency, football team, And they also got recently hooked up with phone line and internet connection, so there you go. Hours of fun.
Number 3.
Most kids ride the bus home from school, but for this 11 and 5-year-old brother and sister, the school bus was home. The pair had been secretly living in a rundown school bus ever since their dipshit parents were sent to jail for embezzling money from hurricane victims. What assholes? They had little food and weren't enrolled in school. A concerned postman spotted them and had the good sense to notify child welfare. Authorities who found them said the girl's hair was matted like a stray dog. It turned out they were meant to be living with their aunt, but she had been neglecting them to work long hours. They've since been reunited with their parents, and I really hope the future goes well for these two kids.
Number 2.
Simon Dale is such a huge Lord of the Rings fan that he single-handedly built his family a Hobbit house so they could experience life in the Shire. The amazing eco-house was built in just 3 months in the middle of some idyllic Welsh woodlands. It uses solar panels to generate electricity, and water is collected from a nearby spring. It's peaceful, self-sustaining, and is the perfect place to raise a family. That is, until the day a wizard shows up unannounced and invites you on an adventure. Woo! Damn, that was pretty lame.
Number 1.
IKEA is a magical place beloved by all food and furniture lovers. At least when it's not destroying relationships. Who hasn't dreamt of spending the night there, chowing down meatballs and catching Z's in a nice comfy display bed? 12-year-old Chinese boy Peng Yizhan sure has, because he spent an entire week living in an IKEA store. After a fight with his mom about homework, Peng decided to run away to the IKEA store. He survived by eating free food samples and slept like a king on the many display beds. Eventually, police tracked him down, but by that time, he was so weak he had to be put on an intravenous drip. Peng's mother apologized to police and promised to never force her son to do homework again. Not that I'm suggesting you should, but if you're gonna run away from home, this is totally how you should probably do it. If you're going to live in the weirdest place ever, I suggest living in a bear cave. Cause if you beat down that bear, you come down looking like a true champ. Take care, everybody. Much love and appreciation. Peace.
Opulent underground pad that respects the surrounding ambience while managing to look like something from an IKEA catalogue. Its large windows reflect the stunning alpine vistas, and if for some crazy reason visitors feel like stepping outside, the area is also home to world-famous thermal baths.